Hello everyone, my name is Gönül Eyüp and I'm a student from Eskişehir Osman Gazi University and my department is English Language Teaching. And today's topic of the presentation is English Pronouncing in a Global World, Week 2 Vowels. Last week we were talking about accents and pronunciation and intelligibility, identity and creativity. And now it's time to start with vowels for a listening. I want to say that all the information was taken from the Future Learn, from MOOC, English Pronunciation and Global World Week 2 Vowels. You can find all the information there. And also educator is Lara Rupp and mentors Amanda Mentor and Cecilia Mentor. In this presentation, we will learn the influence of vowel pronunciation on intelligibility and practice English vowel sounds. I hope that it will be really fun and engaging. So now, in this slide, you can see the vowels of English language, of English alphabet. And first topic is vowels. The English language has a number of vowels. In the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA, an alphabet that lists the sound of all the languages in the world. Here I take the vowels from this from the International Phonetic Alphabet. You can see all of them. And we will look closer on the next slides. Yes, here we can look at them, vowels. You can see the position of mouth and the position of tongue. For example, in the vertical things like close, near close, close mind, open mid, near open and open. They are described the mouth, the position of mouth. When it's closed, such as I. And for example, when we say A, we are open our mind, right? For example, A. But when we are saying I, our mouth is not that much open. A and I. Then we can see the horizontal things such as front, central, and back. All of them giving the information about the position of our tongue. For example, when we say I, our tongue is in a front position. When we are saying these other vowels, it's on central, and when all other these back vowels, our tongue had a position on the back of our mouth. Yes, now we can move on to the English vowels as a short. For example, when we say dress, we are not saying dress, we're saying dress. And kid, foot, lot, trap, about, and strut. All of them are short sentences with short vowels. When we're pronouncing them, we pronounce them in a short way. Then some British English, standard British English, English vowels has a long pronunciation. For example, please, goose, toad, palm, and nurse. All of them, we are saying them with a long vowels. In addition to them, English has 8 so-called diphthongs, which is a special kind of long vowel. For example, when we say face, price, choice, moth, god, near, scare, and cure. How you can see, we are pronounce these vowels such as 2 different vowels. and we call them variation of diphthongs. Now we can move on to the intelligibility in vowels. What are they? For example, the first one is vowel length. Researchers generally agree that vowel length is important for understanding. Vowel length means making a distinction between short and long vowels in English. Languages that do not make a distinction between short and long vowels are French, Spanish, Italian, Russian, Farsi, Turkish, Chinese, Greek, etc. All these languages do not have a distinction between short and long vowels. Now let's move on to the second one is vowels quality. Researchers think that vowel quality is less important for your intelligibility. And vowel quality involves using a vowel from your native language instead of an English vowels. It is your opinion to agree with them or disagree. Now we can see the obvious examples. For example, for vowel length, when we say ship, we taking it in a short way, but the long one is sheep, and they are different things. Then rip and reap, then lick and leak. All of them shows the vowel's length and the difference with them. How I said, English vowels can be short or long and pronounced in that way. And then there is some short and long words, for example, book and boo, for example, foot and food, fool and fool. To make these differences obvious, we must pronounce them in a correct way. And then again, short and long, look and look, pull and pull, suit and suit. We must be really careful when we are pronouncing them. And then there is some other examples. You can try to pronounce them in your own way and then let me know how it was. For example, short and long I, sheep and sheep, we mentioned it before, bean and bean, feet and feet, green and green, heat and heat. Then short and long again, eel and eel, live and leave, meal and meal, reach and reach, sick and sick. And we see this example in words, but there are some sentences. To see the obvious changes, you can read them again on your own. Then again, short and long words. For example, coat and coat, color and color. Then shone and shone, stock and stalk, spot and sport. We must be careful with pronouncing them in a short and long way, how I mentioned before. And then there is a trap vowel. You can see this trap vowel here. Again, what is the difference? It's really easy actually. When we say head and head, for example, in head is only E, but in head is the trap vowel. Bag and bag, pen and pan. Then there is some pronunciation language change. For example, some vowels can be different in all these words, but they're pronouncing in the one way. For example, friend, Jeffrey, leisure, says, sweater, better. All here we can see the vowel E, friend. But in bone, done, gone, card, word, woman and women, Okay, the letter is O, but we pronounce it in a different ways. This is the yes. Then there's pronunciation. Then there is footstrut split, which begins in 7th century. For example, before it was mod, fought, and blood, and put and could. But it changed with time and it starts to be put, foot, start, strut, cut, and blood. So all of them is a foot strut. How we can see the pronunciation is also changed with centuries. Then there is some pronunciation of strut, lot, foot, and goose. For example, sun, bug, stock, flood, all of them we pronounce with this strut word. Then foot, bush, fool, stood, look, with this letter we pronounce them. Then again, lot, body, sock, common, obvious, swan. Then a goose, world, mood, fruit, truth, few, group, and who. Again, the examples for pronunciation, the face vowels, the same day, take a break. Here we can clearly hear the letter A, same day, 88, explain the situation, save the whales, and you can read them again on your own. Then some God vowel, phone, home, almost over, don't smoke, slow motion. Now we can see even if the vowels read in a one way, we read them sometimes, mostly we read them in another way. Oh, okay, it was the end. Here are some references. Again, all the information was taken from Future Learn, MOOC, English Pronunciation and Global World Week 2 Vowels. Here are the links for all the pictures that I had used. Yes, and this is my comments from MOOC. You can read them if you want to know. And thank you a lot for being here with me, for listening to me. I'm not a perfect English my English is not good enough to pronounce all these words, so I'm still working on them. So I hope that you will also work on them and to find your own way to make it easy. So thank you a lot and see you next time. See you.